What's going on, guys? This is Burrs. I want to talk to you today about the Inforce APL Weapon Light. This is the auto pistol light. It's my Glock 19. I'll go ahead and show you. There's nothing in the chamber. Let's get started. So a lot of the commentary out there I actually agree with, the fact that it's streamlined, the fact that it's lightweight, the fact that, even going to the range, and not having this light go out in your range bag, just do a quarter turn, it turns off the light. Do that quarter turn back, it turns the light back on. So, those kind of things I really agree with. The fact that it's easy to get on and off, excellent. I have had no problems with it so far in my year and a half using. I've actually had two of these, and I'll explain why. I've had no problems with these as far as coming off or loose or anything like that. So, ingenious design right here. The problems that I've had with it is actually the depression of the buttons. And what that means is, my brain, or I guess how I operate, is I have a really keen sense of, physics. So I'm really good with timing. I'm really good with, pressures. And I noticed right off the bat that the pressure on the switches was never even for some reason. Either to either side. Sometimes it would take more pressure to get this to engage versus not get it to engage. Depending on where you're hitting it. In my opinion, you should have the same pressure whether you're hitting it here or you're hitting it here. And I just noticed that from the get-go about a year and a half ago. And I talked to Inforce, and they went ahead and sent me another one out. They mentioned that they did have an initial problem with the pressors here, the buttons, and they went ahead and, like I said, sent me one out. And I still am feeling it out because I'm not sure the design is something I like. Although I do like it. It's that love-hate relationship, quite frankly, because I love the light minus the depressor here. And the reason being is when you're on target, you can see right here I have this stippled right here because that's where your thumb lays, okay? At least on my pistol and how I shoot. Okay, so that's how I have it. When you come down to where the light is, you can see that it's nowhere near where your thumb is. Now I think creating something like we have here the Streamlight, their design is the push down design. I don't have a light in here, so you're not gonna see it turn on. But they have the push down design because no matter where your thumb is right here, when you push down, you're gonna engage it. With this one, you have to actually come back and push. To a degree, you can come down and push, but like I said, it's not always constant. It's, I don't know, it's kind of different. I'm trained on the Streamlight, so I'm used to the toggle here, and going to a paddle design versus a toggle, to me, is just a little bit challenging. So that's one thing I noticed with it. And like I said, this is more of an overview. I'm still testing it, still reviewing it. So I just want to get my initial thoughts out there on this, this weapon light. You can see right there how easy it is to put on and off. Okay, super simple. And it's on there, rock solid. Of course, you're gonna have a smidge of play, but it's on there. It's not gonna be moving around, or it's not gonna come off. Certainly not gonna come off. Okay, you can see how easy that is. The other great thing about it is it only runs one CR123 battery versus two in the Streamlight and some other designs that are out there. So the one that I ran, or have run, is the Streamlight TLR-1, and that's the one I can compare it to because I don't have any other weapon lights. I have an HL and I have a regular one. Comparing the APL to that is, number one, I like the APL and the fact that it sticks out still from the front. You see a lot of people say they want to have the light flush with the front of the gun. I'm not a huge fan of that because with the semi-automatic design and the nature of it, when you're in close quarters and you have your gun pressed up against someone's trying to do you harm, this can actually come out of battery. Okay, because it's a semi-automatic gun. When you have a flashlight that protrudes out the front somewhat, that can actually get into, say the person's attacking you and they're on top of you, that can actually keep your gun from being pushed out of battery and allow your gun to operate in the manner that you think it will. So I'm glad to see that this still protrudes out the front. I don't want to see weapon lights that are, flush on semi-automatic pistols. I don't agree with that personally at all. So that's my feeling on that. As far as the design, you can see there's some scratches and scrapes here, and it really holds up well. There's really nothing to speak of as far as the actual light itself. And let's go do a close-up here quick. Kind of get you an idea of what you're looking at. You can see the front here. Try to clean my lights as much as possible. make sure that they're I'm getting all the lumens I can. And I have a video on that. So if you're looking for how to clean your flashlights and keep them in tip-top shape, go ahead and check out that video. Initial impressions are I really like it, and it's kind of a, do I like it or not because of the paddles. I'm used to, like I said, the flippers, and working with this for a year now, and I'm still not sure if I'm a huge fan of this design, given the fact that I have to bring my thumb down into an awkward position where it's up here, and I have to bring it down on this paddle. I think a redesign of this paddle to actually better use the thumb range of motion coming down is in order, just to be more efficient. Because this, to me, is more geared for having your hand, and I'm doing it this way because with the way that the camera angle, it's not going to look right. But to me, this is more of having your thumb like such. You want to have it straight on here, okay? And you can't have that when you have your gun here and you have it right here, and up here's where your thumb is. Unless you have like super short hands, and my hands are kind of medium sized. But that's how it's set up, to where you push in, okay? Now granted, they have this little ledge right here where if you come down, you can kind of get it. But that's where I'm saying I noticed that there is some inconsistency when I come down off of the front of the gun and come down. I've noticed that there's inconsistency with this button depressing right in this area. So that's just personal, something I noticed, and I think that redesigning this a little bit to where this paddle would more adequately be used for your thumb coming down onto the light. I think it'd definitely be geared more towards, in the future, or maybe a different product, or maybe a redesign coming down the future, that they could redesign this so that when you come down off the frame right here, it would actually depress or have a little bit of a redesign right here that would more adequately engage from your thumb. So you come down off of here to engage, and it would engage better. Just haven't noticed that it was super effective. I don't say effective, but it's not super consistent with depressing this button. I like the fact that it's trim, light. It's definitely a light, obviously, but it's lightweight. But it's definitely a nice light. And if you're looking to get one, this is definitely one I look at. And a lot of holster makers now are actually making holsters for this. I know initially a lot of them had problems because when you put the gun in the holster, these would actually depress down, and you'd actually have your light on, and your battery would discharge rather quickly because they were engaging those. With some of the earlier models, with some of the at-home makers, a lot of the other ones, I have one from Raven Concealment, works perfect every time, don't have any problems, and they're definitely trimmer as far as the light mount holster goes compared to using like a TLR-1, where you have huge holsters, because you got to get that that huge light body into the holster. When you have something this small, you don't have that problem. So the holsters themselves are also much trimmer. So if you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. I'll definitely get a full review out there once I get comfortable enough with how I feel about it, because at the moment I just don't have an opinion. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and let me know. If you guys have an Inforce APL, go ahead and put it in the comments, or better yet, make a video about it. And until next time, later. And this is definitely something that... What's going on, guys? This is